Okay, hello everyone. Here's a MINT64 chapter 15. Actually, I modified the code so it allows to boot from USB. So here's a program that works like a DD, the command in Linux. Here's my USB. Let me copy the image into my USB first. Select the disk and start. Before I run the operating system, there's just something I want to explain. When the BIOS was developed, there was a floppy disk. So actually, there's a standard way to boot from floppy disk, but at that time USB did not exist. So there is no standard, and every vendor has its own way to boot from USB. So it requires some work to boot from USB. Okay, it's stuck there. Okay. This is my father's Samsung laptop, which has i5 60 that supports 64 mode. Let's put this USB into laptop first. Okay, run it. Hit the F2 to go to CMOS and change the boot order. And as you see, there's a USB HDD. That means the BIOS allows you to emulate the USB as first hard disk drive. So you can use USB. So you can actually use the BIOS service to read the data in the USB disk, the flash disk. Okay. Exit without change. It is checking the corner area of the 64 megabytes, and it has 8 gigabytes RAM, and I implemented MINT64OS simple shell here, and it doesn't show weird scan code. And if I hit help, it shows the commands in here. If I hit the memory map, okay, it shows the hardware reserved area and the free region that allows the operating system to use. The 2 means hardware reserved and 1 means the free. This is base address and this is range. For example, from 0 to the 9800, this is free. Okay, let's clear the shell. Oh, and actually there's one more debugging text here. The interrupt 33, this is keyboard interrupt. If I hit, the number is incremented by 2. The 1 is when I push, and the other is when I release the keyboard. Okay, and this is the timer interrupt. Let's do one more thing. I made a command access, and this allows you to access, actually write and read a specific address. So if I hit 1024, it says the address exists and you can read and write that address. And let's try something else. If I address 64 gigabyte, wait, the 64 gigabyte is actually in megabyte. 65536. Okay. If I try to access just the 1 byte before 64 megabyte, 64 gigabytes, and this is 65535. It said it does not exist. And if I access 65536, oh, wrong command. Okay, 65536, the exception interrupt happens. This is page fault. In MINT64OS, the paging the tree structure allows the program to access up to 64 gigabytes linear address, which is kind of logical address or virtual address. Because of that limit, if the program tries to access over 64 gigabytes, it gives paging fault exception. Okay, that's it. And this is up to chapter 15. Thank you.